What's up everybody, Blake here. Today we're going to be re-aquascaping this guy's tank. Alright, the things we'll be using, we got some Fluval planted aquarium substrate. We're going to be using some coconut shells. I'm going to show you how I'm going to use these. I'm going to be stacking them to lift the substrate. We're also going to be using this fancy little light. It's magnetic. Put one magnet on the inside of the aquarium, the lighting fixture on the outside of the aquarium, and it also connects into a USB, so it's perfect. We're also going to be using driftwood. And if you guys want to see how I prepare my driftwood to go into a fish tank, just leave me a like and I'll make the video. I'm also going to be using the aquarium. Now this is a nano rimless aquarium by Aquascaped. This particular aquarium is 6 inches wide, as you see here. It's 12 inches long, as you see here. And it's about 8 inches tall, as you see here. The first step after you decide where you're going to place the aquarium is to see which way you would like the wood. And it took me a little bit to figure it out. I was thinking over here, but I ultimately decided I did not like that. I found this position. I kind of wanted the wood to stick up out of the water a little bit, just for, some dimensional purposes. I'm going to stack the coconut like I referenced earlier, and take the wood out, and we're just going to build up a little pile over here to make it look like there's a hill. Going to do that in a few different spots as well. You just want to make sure the wood is going to continue to fit the way you wanted it to fit here. And prop it up real quick and figure out where I'm going to put the rest of these. I'm going to build this up a little bit higher over here, and I think I don't know. I'm going to put this piece actually in the front. I'm going to build up that front corner underneath the piece of wood. Now I'm doing this to make the substrate appear more natural. In the wild, your substrate is never, just laying down. It's always little bumps here and there. It's going over things, and that's kind of the look I'm going for. So I'm going to add the substrate. I'm going to pile it on top of here first, and I'm going to completely cover these coconuts in substrate, making sure to leave some room right here for the wood. The trick is to put enough substrate on top of the coconuts, so when it evens out a little bit from putting in the water, that the coconuts stay hidden among the substrate. You want to bury the coconut shells first, just so they don't move with the moving of the water and all that, and you don't have to worry about your driftwood falling down on your fish, or in my case, your shrimp or snails. The last thing we need is some dead creatures, because we wanted it to look cool. Time to put the log in, get it back in my spot where I liked it. Make sure it's not going to fall. Make sure it's nice and sturdy. I'm going to clean off this. Going to push everything down and make it kind of look like it's naturally that way. You'll see other aquascapers using things like brushes to smooth out their substrate. I just kind of don't see the point in that. I can just use my hand. I'm going to add some more in right over here. Now I'm just going to wipe down the inside of the aquarium to get all the water bubbles and some of the leftover substrate off the glass. And I added some water just to keep the substrate in place. It'll make it easier for planting, you'll see that. And in the back right now, I'm just making a hole for my first plant, which is going to be right there. That's just kind of showing you the exact hole that I made, because I'm going to be putting in this piece of bamboo. And I wanted it to be able to stand in there and be buried. The hard part about this is just getting all the roots underneath the substrate. A lot of people use tweezers to get into the substrate, but I'm just using my hands. Got to make sure to cover them roots. The next plant that's going in, I have this vine here. It's bendable. It's covered in moss, and I got a little plant in there. Just going to tuck it on this side of the log, and I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to form it to the shape of the log, so it kind of looks like the vine has grown around the log. You can get these vines at any of your big box stores along with the plant. This is kind of what it looks like from above. I'm not really too sure what this plant is. I got it so long ago. Can't remember what the name is. And as you see here, you just want to make sure it fits snugly. I got another one. I'm going to be putting 2 of those in. We also got some moss and different hair algae with a mysterious plant on the inside, a little baby. We're definitely going to save that and put it in the aquarium as well. At this point, I had both of my moss vines wrapped around the piece of driftwood, and I'm just tucking more moss into it so it's not to move, and then it can grow and spread along the wood and along the vine. Don't worry if it doesn't look too great right now, because once water's added, it tends to look a lot better. Trust me. That's what it looks like from the outside. You can see it definitely looks like it's wrapped around, but it's in fact two pieces. Here I'm adding 7 different moss balls. Well, they're all the same kind of moss. I got them all from the same big box store. I figured there's shrimp going in here, so they'll definitely enjoy the moss. And just spread them around. Not really too, worried about where they go. I'm just kind of randomly flopping them in there. I think I am definitely going to put a few around the base of this, Just going to put a few moss balls right at the base of this here bamboo. Can't forget the baby plant. Now the tank's almost completely filled with water, and you're thinking, but Blake, how are you going to get all that duckweed and leftover moss into the aquarium? But first, we're going to have to get the animals out. And that's 2 snails, a shrimp, got a golden snail, a little ram's horn snail, shrimp, and I couldn't find the other shrimp. He's in that moss somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bucket and I'm going to pour it right here into this net, and all of its contents will be inside of the net. As you see right there, it worked. Got the little shrimp laying on the grass. We're going to get them into the water real quick and get all this stuff out. And this is what we got so far. We got the crystal shrimps are in there, the 2 snails are in there, the plants are all planted. Just got to add this bubble stone over here, which we're going to get that in right in the corner where it was the last time I had this tank set up. I'm going to try to get this stone as close to the bottom as I can just to get the water circulation. You want to keep that water moving. There's not a filter in this aquarium. I almost forgot about these as well. These go on the inside of the aquarium. They hang on the glass on the edge, and they're supposed to hold the lid, but I don't run a lid on this aquarium. I don't know why. I probably should get one. You just put them on right here, and they just clip in like that. You got to get the other side on too. Can't forget the other side. There we go. Get this out of the way. Next is the light. I can't believe I forgot the name of this light, but I got it in the beta section at the local big box store. I'm just going to install it over here and push it down. Make it so you can see as minimal of it as possible and angle it in the position you would like. And here we are. Finally done with the aquarium. Got a crystal shrimp right here just hanging out. I don't know where the other one's at. Got a ghost shrimp I threw in from the other aquarium. Snails are in the back with the horses. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Happy fish keeping.